I mean, when you see him like today at the press conference, he stands up and makes these statements, you're all going to take out Tyson and the hurricane is coming. What goes through you when you watch a guy saying that?
He's cute and he's funny, like we said. He would be even funnier than Saturday.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul has turned into the pantomime plot twist that none of us really saw coming. And now, with its resume-denting potential, it's far and away the most controversial showcase in boxing today.
Right here with Mike, it's a matter of reminding Jake of what he never saw. Because let's be real, like Jake never saw the real Mike Tyson.
My eyes on the prize so I can never see defeat, my brother. Walking the finest line between the shining knight and royalty, my brother. I ain't playing, but they see I leveled up.
However, as we sit imagining what a prime Iron Mike would do to a 27-year-old Jake Paul, remember, this certainly isn't Tyson's first dose of trash talk.
I think that I can box as good as he can, and I can punch if not better than Tyson.
In 1985, Donnie Long announced his superiority to a 19-year-old Mike, but that smug grin was quickly replaced with one of confusion as Mike took him out in a minute. A couple of years later, Tyrell Biggs' humiliation attempts also backfired horribly as the ego was beaten out of him in 7 brutal rounds.
You know, I owe it to myself to go out there and beat Michael Tyson like I am his dad. He's made for me. Tyson.
Left hand, he's down again. It's over. It's all over. And it wasn't even close.
However, somewhere more in line with the Jake Paul foolery of today came a social media personality before the days of social media personalities even existed. A man willing to say or do whatever necessary to get his name in the spotlight.
The hard-hitting contender known as Hurricane.
And a man who surprisingly laughed, joked, and clowned his way towards one of the most dangerous men on the planet.
If you're looking at that and you know you're about to fight Mike Tyson and he's smiling and he's trying to make light of it.
But you don't want to harm him. You want to beat him without harming him.
Oh no, once we in here, this is a totally different business. This is what I do for a living.
Is he ready for?
Peter McNeely hopes to become more than just a footnote and take his place on the list of boxing's heavyweight Cinderella stories.
After this fight, people are going to say, this kid is for real. We sold him short. And a year from now, I hope to be knocking on the door of a heavyweight championship.
With similar dimensions to a certain Evander Holyfield, McNeely was a large heavyweight by 90s standards, contrastingly, slightly shorter than Alexander Usyk, one of the smallest in today's crop.
Williamson is the former WBC light heavyweight champion. He goes down early in the fight. Williams got up, but then, this is all from the first round, went down again.
You know, Peter's just got to let these fights go a little more. That was the one thing Muhammad Ali learned.
Muhammad Ali always knew that when you had people to pay money to watch you fight, go a little longer than 1 round.
Using size, strength, and a smothering style, McNeely had won his last 10 fights by first-round KO, amassing an impressive 36-1 record, just 5 wins short of Mike's current tally.
And was really stung by that McNeely left hand at the conclusion of round 2.
With a record like that, I'd probably be cocky too, but the reality of those 36 names was very different.
But he's fought only around his hometown, and the opponents he has faced have a combined record of 206 wins, 448 losses, and 22 draws.
All fighters work on tomato cans, bombs, whatever you want to call them, in the development of their skills. What Peter McNeely has done, which they failed to respect, is that he acquitted himself more admirably with his tomato cans than they did with theirs.
This is a gutsy guy, but McNeely just had too much. He could smell the kill, and he went right after it. Dropped him. 1:53 of the first round.
It wasn't the prettiest style, and it certainly didn't meet the Tommy Morrison hype, nor merit a shot at Tyson. But what McNeely lacked in grace, he made up for in heart. And back then, just like now, entertainment was king.
Word is, McNeely using this fight as a tune-up to a proposed bout with former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson this coming summer. That is sheer speculation.
Mike Tyson walked out of an Indiana prison this morning with a chance to resume his multi-million-dollar boxing career.
Tyson says he's a changed man. He has 4 years on probation to prove that. The question the boxing world wants answered is, has he changed as a fighter? That should be known within months.
And whilst Tyson hadn't seen a professional ring in 4 years, his last performance, where he conquered Razor Ruddock for a second time, had seen him pass some crucial character checks of his own.
There's something you can't buy in that class, and you don't got none of that.
And I can't wait till the 28th. I'm going to make you my girlfriend.
Oh, down goes Ruddock, up and overhand right.
Now Tyson showing the fire that made him famous.
Oh, there goes Ruddock again, and then Ruddock answers with a low blow as the bell sounds.
Despite a first half of the year that included McCall versus Holmes and Holyfield versus Mercer, the Mike Tyson return was still far and away the most anticipated event in combat sports.
That was like maybe the scariest Tyson ever. Like they finally released him.
First public workout as he prepares for his first fist fight in 4 years.
I don't think he could box in jail. So I think he was just lifting weights. Remember he was super duper jacked when he got out of jail?
In prison, you can't do much except eat and train, so Mike had ballooned up to around 300 pounds and packed on a ton of muscle. And where personal problems had lost Tyson a good chunk of his prime years, Peter McNeely and his come back and have a go style provided the perfect first step back onto the heavyweight ladder.
I'm pretty sharp right now, and I think he's the one with the doubts in his head and confidence problems, and he's the one that's got something to prove, not me.
He has the opportunity, and he's been blessed with a second chance. He has an opportunity to be a better fighter than he ever was, ever.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Watch me beat Peter. Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Watch me beat Peter McNeely on Samsonite cable.
No, salmon.
I believe that Mike Tyson's going to be in real trouble that night. Peter McNeely will go right after him. And if that takes place, this will be called the MGM McNeely.
On August 16, thousands of onlookers descended upon the MGM press hall as McNeely, armed with a short piece of paper, was met with laughter.
Hey, keep laughing. Keep laughing. Real funny, huh? If any one of you that doesn't respect me are going against a guy like this, you'd have a big dump in your pants.
In fairness, he was right. It was a welcome contrast to the usual Mike Tyson opponent, who would be absolutely terrified from the offset.
Remember the Mike Tyson fights when he was in his prime?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the look in those guys' faces?
Oh, yeah.
They're staring across the ring at him and like, oh, Jesus, what did I sign up for?
Yeah, I don't know what the money was here, but it wasn't worth it.
I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass. But if you haven't made your pay-per-view arrangements yet, make them soon. Because remember what happens when I wrap you in my cocoon.
A painfully awkward but timeless monologue. However, the laughter only seemed to fuel the hurricane, and accompanied by a short, sweet, and sinister Tyson response, the pace for the entire build-up was set.
Mr. McNeely had a cute statement. I'm just ready to fight. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you.
Why fight this fight? Tyson can hurt people.
Yeah, and I might knock him off and foul up all the MGM and Showtime's plans. Greatest fighter of my time, my era, and I just hope that I put on a good show and I'll be in there looking to knock out Mike Tyson early.
It's not a matter of who's going to win this fight, according to the scribes who are covering this event. It's just a matter of how long will it take.
I knew exactly what I was going to be in life, and I knew I was going to be here someday.
Good luck to you, Peter.
Thank you.
Peter McNeely?
Sure.
As you know, there are three uses of the word dude. There's dude, how's it going? There's dude, you messed up. And then there's the Peter McNeely use. Dude, is Mike Tyson gonna pummel me?
You reached Hurricane's hotline, home of the WBA and WBC's world-rated heavyweight contender, Hurricane Peter McNeely. I am Mike Tyson. I'm coming at you. Please leave a message, a phone number, and I'll try to get back to you later.
Tyson versus McNeely live on pay-per-view.
Mike was set to earn $22 million for the fight.
Don King said, give him anything he wants, just keep him fighting. Buy wristwatches, give it to him. What do you want? 2 Rolls Royces? Buy it for him. And nothing meant anything to him.
McNeely, just $400,000.
You know, he's got a suit on that costs more than what I made my last fight in Arkansas.
Despite this, and his 17-1 underdog status, the Medfield man certainly wasn't just coming to lay down.
I go right at him, I crash right into him, and we go nose to nose, head to head, mano a mano. I want to bang each other in the head and body.
There were no insults throughout McNeely's pre-fight duties, but a surprisingly carefree and playful attitude remained right to the opening bell.
Listen, I'm out here having fun.
A sold-out crowd lit up the MGM, anticipating the return of the baddest man on the planet that was, at least, after another awkward McNeely prelude.
This is for my grandfathers, my grandmothers, my father, my mother, Curly, last but not least, Snubby.
Tonight there is an aura and an excitement here that really hasn't been seen in boxing for some time.
Fighting Mike Tyson was always intimidating.
Mike Tyson!
But this one, the most terrifying stare-down in boxing history, felt more like a lion eyeing up its next meal.
Look at his eyes.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That is terrifying. If you're looking at that and you know you're about to fight Mike Tyson.
Any questions from McNeely's corner? Any questions from Mr. Tyson's corner? Let's get it on!
True to his word and to his alias, the Hurricane came out swinging.
Here we go! And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson.
And where modern-day recounts from the man himself highlight some of the thought processes.
Perfect. Straight right on my temple, went right down and got right back up before a count was even started. But it just showed you Mike Tyson's incredible speed.
Caught on the way in, the game plan would take an immediate nosedive.
With McNeely pounding away.
Tyson seeming to just hang back there waiting for that one shot. Mills Lane said stop that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads.
A blatant headbutt just a minute into the fight would also completely change Mike's demeanor, and just 30 seconds later, following a huge barrage of punches,
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut, down goes McNeely again.
He can barely stand up. This fight's got about 30 seconds left.
McNeely's team vaulted the ropes to save their man in a bizarre, controversial ending.
That was not correct. That was not correct.
He quit. That's it. He quit. McNeely has quit.
He didn't quit. His corner threw him to town.
McNeely had heart.
McNeely did something no one's ever done. It's attack Mike Tyson. He pushed him back in the corner and tried to leave him there.
Can you really gauge what kind of a test this was, or was it over so quick that you can't tell?
As you know, as soon as the bell rang, he just came at me. And I didn't have too much time to anticipate anything, so I just went with instinct and just started throwing punches.
To this day, I stand by him. After watching the replays over, he caught me. And Vinny Vecchione always said this: Peter, trust me, years from now, you're gonna say, I was right. And you know what? He was right.
But the oddities didn't end there. Following the Hurricane's untimely finish came a whirlwind of post-fight conspiracies, fueled by the murky past and mob affiliations of McNeely's manager and trainer, Vinny Vecchione.
I thought he did a great job under the tremendous amount of pressure. But the object is to win, and seemingly he was very game. Maybe well was the wrong word, but he was very game, and the object's to win, and then you jump in, and the man clearly is on his feet and doing well. Also my decision to make that call.
Had the corner man bounced into the ring apron to save his fighter, to protect an investment, or had something more sinister just happened?
We want to review the tape and we want to talk to everybody involved and see why the corner stepped in there. The fight was going along fine. There was 2 knockdowns. The fighter McNeely wanted to continue, and we want to see why the corner actually jumped in to stop the fight.
No match fixing was ever confirmed, but listening to the likes of Charles Farrell, ex-manager of Leon Spinks, it certainly wasn't an impossibility.
Vecchione had no money, so I, for a while, was bankrolling what they were doing. I was making fights for Peter. And he said, look, somebody thought I should give you a call to let you know that a bet got made. I think he told me the fight won't go, it's not going to go 90 seconds. It was $1 million bet, and the fight's not going to go 90 seconds.
Go to the neutral corner. What's going on? The
Not correct. That was not correct.
20 years later, more conspiracy loomed. Viral posts suggested a time traveler had been sat ringside using a camera phone from the future.
They had nothing like that back then. Shit, what that look like a phone, and then go viral.
Nah, that's definitely
Look.
This one, though, was eventually debunked, identifying the device as a Casio QV camera.
What did you say to Tyson? You had some words with him afterward?
I told him he was a champ and I respected him, and when I was growing up, he was one of my heroes.
Ultimately, McNeely took it like a man, crediting Mike's performance in good spirits. Such good spirits, in fact, that he would take on a famous Pizza Hut endorsement after the fight.
Trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
Vinny Vecchione, there's been a ruling by the Nevada Athletic Commission here. He cannot work the corner, able to walk in and walk out with McNeely, but can't work the corner or be within 5 feet of him during the fight.
From here, the Hurricane whistled on with another 5 or 6 years of ups and downs. Tyson still had some huge nights ahead of him, including battles with Lewis and Holyfield, remaining in the spotlight for another decade until his somber bow out to Kevin McBride in 2010.
Not a knockdown, McBride just pushing Tyson down.
The final nail in the coffin to secure a resume of,